So Francis, obviously during the auditioning process, we met over Zoom, we, spoke briefly, but that was still an audition. So we really got down to the material. I think a couple of days after the read-through, we had another Zoom call, and we were, he basically said to me, look, tell me where you're at. What are you getting from Arthur Baker? I explained to him, and we just had this conversation, and it was so fruitful. And the cool thing was, he was like, look, I want to give you guys creative control in terms of decision making and backstory. And I feel like that was really, really special, because on a lot of jobs, you don't have that. The first week of pre-production, we obviously went and did our fittings. Funnily enough as well, with costume, they also allowed us to pick and to fill, our characters' costumes. And that just added another layer of, of creating, a story. Because clothes, you wear, I personally, I feel like what you wear, has an effect on your mind and how you view yourself, and down to everything, And then we went on to props, and there was like a huge, table full of props. And it was like, yo, just, do your thing. And I was like, what? So I picked out a crucifix, obviously, because Baker's a religious fella. It's just about creating that backstory. Working with everyone, David, Coop, Charlie, Ben, Garrett, everyone was like, for me personally, I walked into it with a mentality that, yo, I'm stepping into this. This is gonna be tough, because obviously the nature of the movie, constantly being on the move, the weather, sometimes the weather would just be acting up, and we have to keep going, and I went into it with a mentality that I'm here, I'm gonna be present, and I wanna learn, I wanna learn, because I feel like acting's a journey. David, we got this little joke. I feel like I look at him as a big brother, right? A big brother, and I call him uncle sometimes. I'm not sure he likes that, but I call him uncle because I get uncle vibes from him in the best way possible. Yeah, he's great. And then working with Mark Hamill as well, crazy. He's a legend. He's a legend. We're like, yo, Mark Hamill. And then yeah, we get to work with him and be around him, and and he's such a down-to-earth, lovely chap, I knew the singing of My Darling Clementine was gonna happen. So we get in the car, right? We get picked up, and Coop, David, and Charlie are just singing the song. That was a whole snap. We're doing it today. They were like, yeah, all right, all right, cool. Let's learn it. So I'm trying to join in and sing, and and I can't get the song for some reason. It's so. It was like, my darling Clementine, my darling. I'm like, yeah, my darling. And I'm trying to learn the song. I couldn't learn the song. So we get to set. Joshua comes up to me, and Joshua's, he's so polite. He's like, hey bro, he's like, the scene's gonna be really powerful, how you feeling? And I turned to him and I'm like, bro, I don't even know the song. I'm trying to learn the song, I can't learn it. And he's like, no man, don't worry. He was like, just feel it. So they roll cameras, and I swear to you, we're walking, obviously we're tired and everything, and we're feeling this emotion, and we're walking. Josh starts singing it. And I felt it. And I was like, oh snap, this is real, And I started singing a song, and I swear to you, it just came. I'm happy that it happened like that, because it added that authenticity. And I feel like that's important to have, especially in a scene like that. I remember Francis hopping out the the little buggy after they called cut, and he was happy, man. He was happy.